Okay, hello. Welcome to the SWE PNW Digital Digest for February 13th. I'm Claire Robinson. I'll be hosting today. And then we have Marina and Theresa on the line. Could you two introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Marina. I'm the secretary for the SWE PNW section.
And I'm Theresa. I am the section rep this year, as well as filling the role of virtual brand coordinator and a newly minted LCC coach.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Here's a quick rundown of what we're going to go through today. Take a quick look at the events and activities highlights, do a little bit of section business, but we won't do too much, don't worry. Give you a rundown of region and society info, go through a little bit of the mid-year smorgasbord. Shout outs are new this time, so make sure you listen for those. That'll be fun. And then we'll get into our Ask Me Anything section. So let's just head right into it. Okay, so here's the minute or possibly more with SWE PNW for February. We're going to head right in with Marina taking us through upcoming events.
So we have a lot of events coming up. Starting on the 13th, we have our first planning meeting for the book club. And then we're having our first brunch series on Saturday at the Thackeray Cafe, which is sold out. So if you're going to that, it's probably going to be a lot of fun. And then we're continuing that brunch series at a few other events throughout the Puget Sound on March 3rd and March 17th. We have our Outreach STEM Night booth in Kirkland on March 8th. And where our professional development committee is coordinating a martial arts self-defense class, which will be coming up in March. We have our Expanding Your Horizons workshop on March 20th in Edmonds. And then our first meeting of the book club with all the changes that they've been making is going to be to discuss Ready Player One. And at the end of March, we're going to have the Expanding Your Horizons workshop in Bellevue. And then at the start of April, we have We Local Portland to look forward to.
Great. We'll definitely talk about We Local Portland a little bit more later. So that sounds great. Next up, we've got some section awards to talk about.
Yeah, so SWE PNW is giving out section awards, which we do every year. So we have 4 different award categories. The first is Member's Choice, which is a peer-nominated award, recognizes a SWE PNW member for their work with the section. Then we also have an MVP, Most Valuable Person award, that goes to someone who's made a significant impact on the section leadership, development, or growth. And then we have our Volunteer of the Year award for someone who volunteered with outreach, for someone who actively participated in planning outreach events, especially those sponsored by SWE. And then we have a final award, which is our Volunteer Award of the Year for professional development. And that person has actively planned, supported, and executed our social and networking or professional development events. So look out for more information about those awards, and we're excited to recognize all the people who have contributed to SWE PNW this year.
Cool. Theresa, were you about to... Oh, sorry, just got an echo there. So there will be some more information coming on that one. Theresa, do you want to add any information about like who can nominate and things like that?
Anybody can nominate any one of our section members for our section awards program. One of the things on each of these is that we do have an awards group that looks at things, including the EC. So we do make sure that people who get these awards are SWE members in good standing with the section, i.e., current with their membership and things of that like. But anybody is going to be welcome to nominate.
Okay, great. So the next section, we'll talk a little bit about We Local Portland. So this is going to be the closest one for anyone in SWE PNW. It's going to be April 6th to 7th, Portland Marriott Downtown Waterfront. So that'll be super fun. I love Portland. Registration is open now. And if you do it by March 8th, it's a little bit cheaper. And but you can wait until the 22nd if you don't know yet. And just as a note, volunteers do get a 10% discount, and it's super fun. So check that out. I know a bunch of people in the region are going to be heading down there, so it should be a fun little road trip. And also, potentially, you could ask your companies to support WeLocal. And Theresa, do you know where people might be able to get more information about that?
Yep, there's that, and we'll make sure we put the link out after we repost the replay here. But there's a link on the WeLocal page for all WeLocals, but also specifically WeLocal Portland, that identifies how companies can get engaged either with tours or sponsorship, or you know, having a booth at their little exhibit career fair activity. So we'll make sure we get those links out when we post the event.
Awesome, thanks. Okay, and then as promised, some SWE business. Theresa, were you going to go through this?
Yes, I am. So these are our active SWE PNW special task forces. These are things that we have, you know, formed to look at specific issues to help with sort of the infrastructure or the behind the scenes on our section. We've got 4 that are active right now. We're working on section election standard operating procedures. What we're focusing on for this election cycle is the deployment of an improved candidate interest and candidate vetting process for use by the NOMCOM, so that we can deploy that. This particular task force is actually going to go into next year to look at the full election cycle as well. So if you're interested now or next year, let us know. We're also looking at a travel reimbursement policy at the section level. This is in part because the regions are going away at the end of this fiscal year. And with that means that there will be no more region travel fund to help support officers and leaders from the section going to things like WeLocals or conferences. So we're looking at that. We're also doing a lot of work with the glory of paperwork and record keeping. I know, not that exciting to look at that, but we are taking a deep dive in terms of where we look at what we have for record keeping practices and tools that we use to keep ourselves organized. And so Marina's actually been helping us lead that. So thank you. We also love Post-its and brainstorming activities with that. And then
Theresa does love Post-its.
yes, I do. So does Marina.
Yeah, paperwork, you have to have Post-its.
Yep. And then one of our new ones that I think we've added to the list since we last talked about these is our scholarship program evaluation and improvement. So what we're going to be doing here is looking at our overall scholarship program for both high schoolers and college age students. And we're looking at ways to improve the program. How can we streamline the application process? How can we expand the offerings? How can we make sure that we're getting the visibility of our program out to the target audience? So we're really taking a hard look at that to try to improve that for next year, to have a better reach with our scholarship program. So again, if you're interested in any of this, we've got the emails down here at the bottom. You can contact us through our Facebook page or our web page, but we'd really love to invite anybody who's interested to help us with big or small pieces of these task forces.
Awesome, thanks. Definitely check those out. I'm sure those Post-its can make record keeping really exciting. That'll be great. So next we've got SWE on deck. So what's coming up? We've got the annual banquet on Sunday, May 6th. Jill Teachin, who is a past SWE Society president, will be the speaker. Annual banquet is super fun, so I hope to see everyone there. And then last, for this little section, how do you find us? We've got webpage, calendar, Facebook, email. All these should be available in the chat, but we try not to be hard to find, so come find us. Okay, and then next we'll get into a little bit of SWE business and behind the scenes. And talking about some of the recent scholarship awards that have been given out. So I think, Marina, you were going to walk through some of these scholarships.
Yeah, so we have 4 scholarships we've awarded recently. The Lydia Pickup Memorial Scholarship went to Alexis Brandon. The Mary Ellen Russell Memorial Scholarship went to Alyssa Capuano. The Shirley Holmgreen Memorial Scholarship, there were 2 of these, and they went to Letitia Nadagang and Krista Brown. So congratulations to all of our scholarship award winners. We're super excited to have such amazing applicants. And if you know any collegiates who should apply for our scholarships next year, be sure to tell them to look out for those.
Congratulations. Okay. And then next we have this Certificate of Merit and Scholarship Program.
Yeah, so this is another one of our scholarship programs. So this goes to local high schools will nominate outstanding math and science students, and those students are invited to apply for our COM scholarship. And we've had a really great response to this program in the past, and we're also, so in addition to looking for nominations and applicants, we're also looking for people to be on the scholarship review committee. So if you're interested in reviewing who our scholarship applicants are, let us know, and you can contact SWE PNW scholarship@gmail.com.
Excellent. Okay, and then Theresa, tell us a bit about Rainier Ramblings.
So as we mentioned a little bit earlier, that our book club has undergone kind of a rebranding in a new direction. We're building on what we've got in the past and trying to expand our topics that we discuss. So with that, we decided it'd be a great idea to rename it. So we're calling our book club now the Rainier Ramblings Book Club. So we also have a new lead curator, Angela Mohanty. She has stepped in and really helped us sort of launch this. Our first virtual planning meeting for 2018 is actually going to be right after this digital digest. She's getting a couple of people together to sort of really plan the book club behind the scenes so that we have great events. We do also have a Facebook group to help with continuing the discussion after the book clubs, between the book clubs, with planning. So there's a lot of great dialogue going on there with regards to our particular book club. And as we mentioned, we're really excited to launch 2018 with Ready Player One. We're going to be reading that in March, or sorry, we're going to be discussing that in March. We're letting everybody know early so that they've got time to go check it out, because we're also going to be looking at a SWE PNW Goes to the Movies tie-in event in April. So we're catching that new movie coming out in theaters in April with a book discussion before that. One of the other cool things that we're doing with the Rainier Ramblings is we're trying to broaden our topics, and we're going to be doing an interactive activity called Bring Your Own Book. So what that means is everybody brings their own book besides Ready Player One to discuss. We're going to have prompts, kind of like a card game, that's going to ask you to find things in that book that make the completion of that statement or that goal funny, humorous, amusing, and try to get a little bit more interaction going. So we'll have a rotating activity like that as we go forward. And Angela's actually, we're hoping to get her on for March for our digital digest so that she can talk a little bit more about what the planning meeting results is and what we're doing after Ready Player One. So we're super excited to be sort of relaunching this with all of our new things on the book club side.
I'll just add that Ready Player One is a super fun book, and it's kind of long, but it goes super fast. I just inhaled it. So everyone check it out and join at the book club. Okay, a little bit more information on We Local Portland. The speaker selections have been sent out. So if anyone out there has been selected to be a speaker, let us know, and we would love to help get you some support and some audience members and just anything you need. We'd love to help promote that. If you're not speaking but you're going, that's also great. And we should all keep in touch and hopefully meet up when we're down there. So we've got a Facebook group there for that. Definitely check it out and hope to see you there.
Yeah, and one thing I'll add on the Facebook groups, because I mentioned it on the book club side, is all of these Facebook groups are linked from our Facebook page. If you go to our Facebook page, left-hand column, look for groups. All of the groups that we have as a section to help people connect are listed there, so you don't have to memorize that number at the end of that web address. We will also post it in the comments.
Very good point.
Yep. And one other thing before I forget, because I know we did this before with some people, SWE PNW is also happy to help connect you with somebody that has been a previous speaker if you're looking for advice, or potentially a small audience practice session so that you can get ready to speak. So if you need any of that kind of help, let us know.
Awesome. Okay, maybe you would like to travel a little bit more and hit up We Locals all over. There's still several of them that you can go to in Phoenix, Milwaukee, and Providence. Just got the dates here. Hopefully someone can check them out. And if you do, make sure to let us know how it is. Okay, so now we're on to our mid-year smorgasbord. I love how often I get to say that word. We'll start with the mid-year open house that Theresa, you were a really big part of.
Yeah, so want to send out some props here first to Elaine Reeves, who is our president-elect, who was able to work with Microsoft and get a space over there for us to host this event there. This was our mid-year showcase. We had our officers and leaders there at tables for members to come and discuss things in terms of what are they doing, what are the opportunities, and we had a great session. If you want to click to the next slide, I think I've got some recap notes. We had over 50 sign up ahead of time. We're pretty sure we saw that many come through. Again, it was kind of an open house where we had people coming and going, but we had on average probably around 20 to 30 people there at any given time. So it was a really great event. And we had probably a split between people who were currently SWE members and either actively engaged or looking to get more engaged with the section, and the other half were non-members who were interested in learning about SWE and what they could do with a membership and why they should join. So there were a lot of great discussions in and around that topic, as well as what do we do for outreach? What do we do for professional development? We had some props out at the table to showcase, at the outreach table, Dana had one of her articulated hands to show one of the activities we do when we go out for outreach. Sonia had some stuff for professional development. Our book club coordinator, Angela, lead curator, she had all of the books that we had for previous reading there so that you can kind of see what we do as well as talk to people. We are working on follow-up. We are going to be sending out kind of a post-event follow-up to make sure that you are connected back to SWE PNW. If you don't hear from us by the end of February, go ahead and send our secretary an email if you're wanting to get engaged and don't get the email.
Awesome.
And so this is also where I get to promo the fact that I'm a newly minted LCC coach. So the LCC coach is a leadership coaching committee coach. I presented the Knowledge of SWE module. We did it in about a half hour, 45 minutes. And this went through the entire history of SWE, talked about the benefits of membership, was a little bit interactive, and was actually my first time officially presenting as an LCC coach. So I was really happy to have a great and engaged audience for that. And there is a survey link that we have posted up there. So if you did attend, the LCC always likes to have feedback on both the presenter and the module, because these modules do get updated on a somewhat regular basis to keep current with information, not only from a SWE side, but from what the audience wants to know side. So we'll make sure to post that link out in the comments for this digital digest as well.
Awesome. And then can you tell us a little bit about Notes from the Northwest?
Yeah, so Notes from the Northwest is our section newsletter. What we're doing with that now for this year and probably going forward is we're doing more like anthology and grouping together of topics. So we did one for our mid-year update. This was sent out by email on January 26th, just ahead of the mid-year event. And it includes a lot of information on what our committees are, what the current committee team structure is and what their support is, what volunteer opportunities there are with that team or that subset of SWE PNW, what that group's done with FY18, and then what are they doing next. And I want to say that we had probably, it sounds long, but we had around 22 pages of content so that you can go check out what you want about the section. And handy enough, it actually comes with a contents on the front. So if you really want to know about membership engagement or awards and scholarships or the things that secretary has done, you can jump right to that section and get a little bit of a download about that for our mid-year update.
I know I enjoyed reading through the most recent issue. Had a lot of really good information in it. So.
And some of it may look familiar for those of you who have read it and are sitting in and listening to our digital digest today.
Good information bears repeating.
Yes, it does.
And I think you had a call to inspire some future panelists.
Yeah, so we've actually had a really successful idea come out of our section. Again, I'll give props for Elaine Reeves here for sort of putting this together. We were looking for something last year, calendar year, to put together to submit for WE 17 as a panel that engaged members of our section, gave people opportunities. And we developed this idea alone amongst many, because so many of us in the Pacific Northwest section are transplants from other parts of the country or other parts of the world. So we turned that into a panel topic that was selected to present at WE 17. You can see our lovely panelists there in the lovely picture. And we want to continue this. So we are looking for people who are transplants in the sense of they've moved from one area of the country, one city to another city, a state to state, country to country, to put their name in and add to our growing list of potential panelists so that we can put events together and potentially go out to the college section, potentially submit in for We Locals, potentially submit in for We 18, and then provide that engagement activity. The other side of this is we're also looking to invite people to talk about their experience developing community as a transplant through blog entries on our Rainy Day Reads blog. So if this sounds up your alley and something that you're interested in, you can email us at the president-elect email or the virtual brand email that are there on the screen. And we're going to start kind of building that speaker database so that we can submit the panel and give some of our members a different kind of engagement opportunity with SWE if it gets selected.
Great.
And if you do a short plug and go back.
Yeah.
I do want to say that we had a great panelist, and the three speakers that are here today for our digital digest were actually panelists, myself, Marina, and Claire. So you can kind of see us squeezed in the middle there.
It was a super fun panel to be a part of.
Yeah, and a great opportunity to work on those public speaking skills and give back to SWE.
Okay. So then next, gonna get a shout out.
Yeah, so we have lots of members who have really stepped up this year, and we wanted to give a shout out to all of them. So first we have Nicole, who's part of our professional development committee, and she's organized some really awesome events for us, including our holiday party, our pie making mastery class, and she's helping to put on some more things for the rest of this year. We also have Angela, who has stepped up to take the role of lead curator for our book club, and is taking the book club in a really exciting direction. So I'm really looking forward to the Ready Player One discussion in March. We also have Holly, who held workshops on January 13th for over 8 Girl Scouts earning badges for Think Like an Engineer journeys. So she's been helping with the outreach tasks. Another great outreach volunteer is Amy, who is teaching foundational engineering skills to 19 students for 25 weeks. We also have Nadia, who is planning a resume and technical writing workshop for high school and college students. And then on the behind the scenes side, shout out to Theresa for hosting the first special task force meeting and creating a running action item list for our Glory of Paperwork special task force. And to Elaine for also contributing a lot of information on our current documentation methods for our special task force on the Glory of Paperwork. So thank you so much to all of our volunteers. Definitely couldn't make SWE PNW what it is without all of you.
Thanks so much, everyone.
If you have another shout out you want to share, feel free to email me at swe.pnw.secretary@gmail.com because we'd love to talk about them in the next digital digest.
Great. Okay. Now we are into the Ask Me Anything section. So
yeah, and this is where we vamp a little bit and let the digital broadcast catch up to us in real life. And we are keeping an eye out there for those that are dialing in and watching us live on the SWE PNW member forum post, the event discussion board, and the YouTube chats window. So we'll kind of chat a little bit here and make sure that the live broadcast catches up. But if you've got any comments, please post them out there. If you're watching this on replay and you've got a question about any of the comments here, the best place to go back and ask them is either in the SWE PNW member forum on Facebook or in the February event for our digital digest. And we do have officers that regularly watch Facebook and are more than happy to jump on and help answer questions or connect you to the person that's got the answer. Also, as we vamp here, do want to do a shout out of congratulations to Elaine Reeves. Elaine just recently had a baby girl. She and baby girl are doing fantastic. And so we wanted to say on behalf of SWE PNW, the EC, and our digital digest hosts for tonight, Elaine, if you're listening, congratulations. We wish you and your new baby and Dane, your husband, very well as you go forward on that great adventure.
Congratulations, Elaine.
Congrats, Elaine. So are either of you guys going to We Local Portland or any of the other We Locals?
I am
I
not
know
fortunate enough to travel to any of the other ones, though it would be super fun. I'm hoping to get to Portland.
Yep, I think we're really trying to get a good SWE PNW contingent down in Portland. I will also say that we were talking about, in addition to what we mentioned earlier here about connecting SWE PNW members at We Local Portland. I know UW SWE section, University of Washington SWE section, was potentially interested in meeting up with us as well and doing that kind of cross-college professional connection. So hopefully we can coordinate and get a posse and at least do food somewhere, right? Everybody loves food.
That'd be fun.
I really
We all
love
need
food.
to eat. All right, so I'm currently watching the two Facebook groups and the YouTube thing, and I don't have any. I'm not sure if we've officially caught up, but I think we probably have. So I'll probably vamp for a few more minutes and see if anybody's thinking hard about posting. I guess, is there an upcoming event, Claire or Marina, that you're really excited to be going to or involved with SWE PNW?
So I will say I'm super excited for the book club because Ready Player One was just so much fun. But I really want to shout out previous event, one of the Girl Scout outreach ones, the Think Like an Engineer Day. That was super fun. And if anyone has a day that they can give to one of those, it was a really great time.
I was super excited about the brunch series and still am, but that sold out before I could get a ticket. So I'm excited to see that our members are jumping on that social networking opportunity. But I'm really looking forward to our banquet this year. I think it's going to be great to hear a past SWE president talk at that. And I also attended one of the Girl Scout workshops we had recently, and that was a lot of fun. Lots of cool activities to do with all the girls. And it was really cool to see the Girl Scout office in Seattle here.
So did you guys volunteer at the same outreach event?
No, I think we were at the Bellevue one, and I think I went to the Seattle one.
So what was the activity that you guys did with the girls there? Can you describe it to those of us in the virtual space here?
So go ahead.
We had 3 different activities that we did. The one that I helped lead was about making catapults. So you had a handful of materials and you had to figure out how you could assemble them to launch a ping pong ball at a target.
Yeah, so the one I led was making boats out of it was different for the different age girls because it was interesting. It was a mixed age group, so you had a lot of different like daisies through juniors, so lots of different experience levels there. But making boats.
For those of you that don't know Girl Scouts, that's basically, I think, kindergartner through middle school.
Yeah, through 6th grade.
Yeah.
And they had to make the boats strong enough to hold pennies and float. And some of the girls managed to hold like several hundred pennies on their boats made out of tin foil and straws, which was pretty awesome. So it was fun. You get a little messy.
The outreach events are fun because it's just so fun to get hands-on with the girls and the kids that come through the station and have those discussions about engineering. As we're vamping, looking for the last line of questions, there was one piece that I forgot to mention earlier. The SWE Society individual awards are open. They have a deadline of March 31st, 2018. So that is coming up. It seems like it's a month and a half away, but the packets for the individual awards packets do take some time. So if you've got, if you're interested in that and you're thinking about doing that, make sure that you go check that out sooner versus later. Check out your requirements. And if you've got any questions from the section or looking to connect with past award winners or somebody to help you walk through that process, contact us and let us know. But do keep that deadline of March 31st in mind. And we'll make sure we put a link to the individual awards page, which also has a handy dandy PowerPoint presentation and the link to the packet that gives you instructions on it. So we'll put that in the comments when we post out the replay. So I'm going to ask Marina, have you seen anything post on the Facebooks?
I haven't seen anything yet. I'll refresh and check again.
The Book of Faces.
No, I haven't seen any questions on Facebook.
Okay. So I think we have provided enough catching up time. I think I'll toss it back to you, Claire, for our official wrap up, because I think we can safely say that at this point we're not going to get any live questions. But as I said, if you've got any in between digital digests, go ahead and post it. We'll try to get answers.
Great. Well, that's it. Let's just say thank you to our two wonderful participants. Thank you so much for sharing all of that great information with everyone. And thanks for anyone checking out this broadcast or maybe the replay. Find us at one of the many sources that we have available, and we hope to hear from you soon.
And thank you, Claire, for being our host for this evening.
Anytime. Thanks, everyone.